Good morning. It's Thursday, and I'm going to do my read aloud in a second. A super fun book, which I may have read this year, but I'm going to read it again. It's very short, but extremely fun. But I wanted to review figurative language. So figurative language are words that helps readers imagine what something looks like, sounds like, feels like, or acts like. It puts a really good picture in your head. Lots of times figurative language can't be true. You don't take it as what the actual words say, but you take it for what the author's trying to imply. Idioms are a kind of figurative language. It's a kind of figure of speech. If I said, like yesterday, Rhett said he was hungry as a horse. Is he really as hungry as a horse? Or so hungry he could eat a horse? No. That's an idiom, and that's how you know that it just puts a picture in your head that he's really, really, really hungry. Run so fast you fly towards the ball. Was the girl flying towards the ball? No, she was just running so fast. But again, it puts a picture in your head how fast she was running. Okay, so this is one of my favorite children's authors. This is Ted Arnold, and this is called Even More Parts. And you see a little boy with kind of stuff everywhere, the parts of his body everywhere. And I have that page, it kind of has some stuff. Here is the title page. It says Even More Parts, Idioms from Head to Toe by Ted Arnold. And that dragon is saying, quit messing with my head. I don't know when he's throwing like part of a tank at him. And this was written in, I don't see it right now. 2004. So a long time ago, 16 years ago. Okay. Sometimes I wish my stupid ears weren't always open wide. They hear such strange and crazy talk that I'm scared to go outside. There he is with his pets in the window. So when he hears stuff, he's afraid to go outside. Let's see what he hears. I jotted down a list of all the scary things I've heard. Believe me, all of these are real. I wrote them word for word. I love his illustrations. So he's writing down some things that he's heard. To leave my bedroom unprepared, I have to be a fool. Excuse me now, there's work to do before I go to school. So you can see the genre. You have a little dragon reading and like a little superhero reading it, so you know it has to be fantasy. Let's see what he's going to do. He looks very nervous. I lost my head. Okay, did he really lose his head? No. When you lost your head, that means you kind of are unorganized. You can't figure out where things are. I keep changing my mind. Now, are you really changing your brain out, changing your mind? No. That is an idiom. That's a figure of speech, figurative language. But it puts a picture in your head of like someone's like, I don't know what to do. I want all eyes on me. I said that this year. Did I mean for you to take your eyeballs out and throw them on me? No. That, again, is an idiom, and they're saying, please, she's saying, just please watch the teacher. My ears are burning. That's a saying, like if you think someone's talking about you, and if you say my ears are burning, that means you think someone is talking about you. My nose is running. That happens to me sometimes. Of course, it's not really running. There it is right there. It just means that you have to get a tissue and blow your nose. That's another idiom. I'm tongue-tied. Sometimes, when I teach, my words get all mixed up. I can say I'm tongue-tied. Doesn't really mean my tongue is all tied up. It just means I don't have my words quite yet. Don't give me any of your lip. Sometimes I'll say that to JJ when he's being mean to me. And I'll say, hey, don't give me any of your lip. Does it really mean that I want Jake to give me his lip? No. Again, that's an idiom. And that just means, hey, don't talk to me that way. The next one, I have a frog in my throat. Sometimes when Rhett will talk, his voice will be all crackly. And we'll say, hey, do you have a frog in your throat? And we don't really mean a frog in your throat. It's an idiom for meaning that your voice is not all there. Next one, I sang my heart out. Did he really sing his heart where it came out of his body? No, he just means he sang as the best that he could ever sing. Next one is, my stomach is growling. Is it really growling like a bear or something? No, that just means you're hungry. That's an idiom for you're hungry, for meaning you're hungry. But again, it puts a picture in your head of someone that if I said to you, my stomach is growling, you would think, oh, Mrs. Frazier's hungry. Please lend me a hand. Like if I said that to help clean up the room, please lend a hand. That doesn't mean I want your hands. That's an idiom for let's get to work. It cost an arm and a leg. And I said this yesterday. My dad used to say this. It cost an arm and a leg. Do we really have to pay an arm and a leg? No, it just means it's expensive. That's an idiom. That's a figure of speech where it's expensive. I put my foot in my mouth. That means you said the wrong thing. I better toe the line. I'm not even sure what that one means, to be honest with you. It made my skin crawl. Now, is your skin really crawling? No. Like putting your fingernails. Sometimes putting fingernails on a chalkboard makes kids makes their skin crawl. It gives you the heebie-jeebies. I got all bent out of shape. Sometimes when people get upset, we can say, don't get bent out of shape. That means don't get too upset. And of course, you literally don't get bent. That's just an idiom for being upset. I went to pieces. And of course, this could not happen. It's definitely an idiom. There are so many crazy things I have to keep in mind. I surely don't want to accidentally leave my parts behind. Mom says, dear, it's time for school. Let's go or you'll be late. Then Dad says, just remember, son, keep your head on straight. And that means just make the right choices. But of course, he has his head on backwards here. All right, so that was even more parts. And that we talked about figures of speech and specifically idioms, which are things that can't happen, but you can figure out the meaning of them. It puts a picture in your head by the words around it. Okay. Happy Thursday.